Hello students, now we are coming on the topic Bohr's atomic model. In your examinations, in different entrance or other examinations, the questions are given most commonly from the given topic Bohr's atomic model, its different applications in calculation of radius of the orbits, velocity of electron calculation, then calculation of energy of electrons in different orbits, and then you can take here some other application like line spectrum of elements could be explained by Bohr's atomic model. Line spectrum was studied earlier before Bohr's model, but explanation can be given properly after this Bohr's model. So I am covering this topic line spectrum after Bohr model. Normally in books they are giving this topic as before Bohr model, but we are covering this after Bohr's model. So anyway, first we take Bohr's model. It is applicable for single electron atom or ions. You can take it as applicable for, valid for single electron atoms or ions. Like you can take hydrogen atom, helium plus ion, lithium plus 2 ion, beryllium plus 3 ion, and so on. If we take from any atom, we remove all the electrons except one, they will form the Bohr-like atom or ions. In questions, they sometimes use only word for some Bohr atom. Nothing is mentioned about the atomic number, nothing is given. So in that kind of case, when they use word Bohr atom, they simply indicate hydrogen atom. And they can be taken single electron species or Bohr-like atom or ions. Bohr-like ions. क्योंकि atoms तो नहीं होता है, but they are all ions. Because electrons is only can take only we have hydrogen atom, that is single atom which can have one electron. In remaining cases, we have to remove all the electrons except one electron. Then they can form Bohr-like atoms or ions. Single electron atom or ions. तो Bohr-like means क्या होता है? Single electron atom or ions. We call them Bohr-like atom or ions. Only given in the question term Bohr atom, it simply implies hydrogen atom. The only give term Bohr atom means hydrogen atom. And next can take this model is based on Planck's quantum theory, already explained to you. It is based on Planck's quantum theory, or it uses postulate of Planck's quantum theory. I am not writing here. It is using Planck's quantum theory postulates directly in Bohr's atomic model as well. Now for the Bohr's atomic model, what we have postulates, that postulates you can write down. Postulates of Bohr's atomic model. You can write on point wise integration. First can be taken here that an electron can revolve. Electron can revolve around the nucleus in certain well-defined circular paths in certain well-defined circular paths of fixed energy and distance from nucleus. Fixed energy and distance from nucleus. These are called as orbits. These circular paths called as orbits. Means electron cannot revolve anywhere. If you just can go back on the Rutherford's postulate atomic model, he told electrons are revolving around the nucleus in circular motion. But where, how much distance, about energy, nothing was told. So he told that correction you can take here. Electron can revolve around the nucleus in certain well-defined circular paths of fixed energy and distance from the nucleus. Okay, that is first point. Right, next point. If it is taken here, like this can be taken nucleus, This can be taken circular paths. We can call them orbits. These orbits are also called as stationary orbits or states. They are also called as stationary states. These orbits are also called as, or these circular paths are also called as stationary states. Meaning क्या होता है? They will not change position. For any atom of a given atomic number, they have certain fixed values. They cannot change their positions. You can think like this way: कि train and station. Train can change stations. Stations are fixed. Railway stations are fixed. You can think that way कि आपका जो stations का position यहाँ पर है वहीं रहेगा, but train आपका आएगा और जाएगा. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आपके चेंज कर सकते हैं अपने ऑर्बिट्स को हैं, बट आपके जो ऑर्बिट्स यहाँ पर होते हैं वो फिक्स होते हैं. उनका पोजीशन फिक्स होगा, उनका डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द न्यूक्लियस वो डिस्टेंस फिक्स होगा, और हर एक केस के हर एक ऑर्बिट में उस इलेक्ट्रॉन का एनर्जी भी फिक्स होगा. एनर्जी फिक्स है, डिस्टेंस फिक्स है न्यूक्लियस से, उनका वेलोसिटी फिक्स होगा. हर एक ऑर्बिट के अंदर कितना इलेक्ट्रॉन का वेलोसिटी होगा वो भी फिक्स होते हैं. वो निकालने के आपको सोल्यूशन, आपको दिखाएंगे कैलकुलेशन, मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशंस की कैसे निकालते हैं सारा वैल्यूज. आगे आएगा टॉपिक ये वाला. इट इज एनीवे फर्स्ट पोस्टुलेट. राइट सेकंड पोस्टुलेट लिख लीजिए. राइट ऑन सेकंड पोस्टुलेट. द इलेक्ट्रॉन विल कीप ऑन रिवॉल्विंग इन सेम ऑर्बिट्स. द इलेक्ट्रॉन will keep on revolving in same orbit until or unless it lose or gain energy. The electron will keep on revolving in same orbit until or unless it lose or gain energy. Full stop. When an electron absorbs energy, it goes to higher level, and when an electron emits energy, then it can come to lower orbit. When an electron absorbs energy, it goes to higher level, and when it emits energy, it comes to lower level. Actually इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? आपका ये हमारा फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट है, सेकंड ऑर्बिट है, थर्ड ऑर्बिट है. वी कैन कॉल देम k, l, m एंड सो ऑन शेल्स नंबर्स. तो होता क्या है? इट इज लोअर वैल्यूज कॉल्ड लोअर ऑर्बिट, व्हेन n हायर वी कॉल देम हायर ऑर्बिट्स. तो व्हेन वी हैव इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन फर्स्ट लोअर ऑर्बिट्स, दे कैन गो टू हायर ऑर्बिट्स after only energy absorption, and the electron which have gone to higher orbits, they can come to lower orbits after energy emission. समझ में आया कि इलेक्ट्रॉन आपका अगर दिया हुआ है फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट में, तो इट कैन absorb energy, required energy only, it can go to higher level, and when the electron have gone to higher levels, they emit energy, they come back to the lower level. Right, next point देखिए. whenever electron changes orbit, whenever electron changes its orbit, then the energy absorbed or emitted by the electron is not continuous. But is discontinuous in the form of energy packets. Called quanta. So if I write energy difference taken in two orbits as by expression delta E can be taken energy either absorbed or energy emitted. It is always taken higher minus lower. Whereas suppose higher is Ne2, E1 is lower energy, so it is always taken energy difference. Higher minus lower will be how much? Hc by lambda for n. So I can write n here. Means I can write n h nu or nhc by lambda. or NHC into wave number. These all the points we recall are same as the Planck's quantum theory postulate. Energy exchange by the black body radiations, energy absorbed or emitted by black body is not continuous. Same point is also used here. Whenever electron will change orbit, it can absorb or emit a definite amount of energy, and that energy gap should be exactly corresponding to the energy difference in the two orbits. Meaning electron cannot lose energy or gain energy continuously. Means suppose आपका electron यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है in first orbit, it is second orbit. Suppose we supply this electron is given here. To the electron we supply energy so that electron can come only up to here. Then that energy is not taken by electron. Electron will take only that energy which is required. So electron can absorb those photons which can supply energy up to this or to higher orbit, any higher orbit. ठीक है ना? Means electron can absorb only those photons which are exactly corresponding to the energy difference in two orbits in which the electron should transition. Electron will show orbit change. Are you getting this point? Now, and when the electron will emit energy, again same rule is followed. When the electron will emit energy, energy emitted also is discontinuous. Means suppose electron is going to higher orbit, it can come to lower orbit or any lower orbit by emitting a definite amount of energy, and that energy gap should be same as the energy gap in the given orbits. That is this point, meaning energy absorbed or the emitted by electron is not continuous but is discontinuous in the form of energy packets called quanta. Next postulate taken is called as angular momentum quantization postulate. It is called angular momentum quantization postulate. Angular momentum quantization postulate. What this says, read on. Angular momentum quantization postulate. Okay. It says that electron can revolve around the nucleus, only in those orbits in which its angular momentum is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, in which its angular momentum is an integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Means if for the electron we write mvr is the electron angular momentum, that is mvr is equal to how much? N h upon 2 pi, or I can write n h cross also. In this case, the term mvr is taken as the electrons. mvr is the electrons angular momentum h upon 2 pi is also written as h cross. It is pronounced as h cross or h bar is h upon 2 pi. H constant है, pi constant है, ratio h upon 2 pi given. You can pronounce in simple way h cross. तो n क्या हुआ यहाँ पर? N can be taken here, means h is Planck's constant. What does n indicate? N can be 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, but not fractional. N can be taken whole number 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, but not fractional. This actually n is what? Orbit number. This n1 indicate K shell, n2 indicate L shell, M3, M shell, and so on. This n basically is indicating the orbit number. This n indicating the orbit number. We will prove this expression mathematically also using de Broglie expression. So it is mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi or nh cross. H cross can be taken h upon 2 pi. N can be taken 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, but cannot be fractional. आपका जो different values n का है, what they are indicating, value of n is 1 indicate k shell, 2 indicate L, 3 indicate M shell, and 4 indicate N, and so on. N basically is indicating the orbit number. N is indicating the orbit number. How this expression come for angular momentum? कि mvr कैसे हुआ expression angular momentum के लिए? Let us explain to this point also. तो ये आपके postulate आपके हो जाएंगे सारे. Just explain this expression mvr angular momentum क्या होता है? Now let us take the expression कि how for the angular momentum of electron is coming mvr. This expression can be derived when we take in circular motion. For circular motion of a particle of mass is m of the particle, we can write angular momentum can be given as product of I into W. What is I here? Here I is taken moment of inertia. I is moment of inertia. And what is W? W is angular velocity. What is W? It can be taken velocity by radius. What is V indicating here? Linear velocity. V is indicating the linear velocity of the particle in circular motion, and R is the radius of that orbit. R is of that orbit radius. And also this moment of inertia is how much? mr square. यह पूरा जिसमें पढ़ते हैं इसका expressions तो I is equal to moment of inertia is equal to mr square. So product is taken I into W. I कितना है? mr square. What is W? V by R. That product is given mvr. So mvr is taken the electron's angular momentum. mvr is the electron's angular momentum, and as per the last postulate of Bohr's, angular momentum should be integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, where n is taken, value of n can be 1, 2, 3, 4 indicating orbit number. Okay. Now using this postulate we can take derivation for radius of nth orbit, velocity of electron in different orbits, calculation of electronic energy in different orbits. So about that we take now derivation of these different terms. Okay. Now for derivation part, one point we can take heading here, derivation of radius, velocity and energy of electron. Derivation of radius, velocity of electron, energy of electron, all these derivations. In the derivation part, if we can take here, the electron is moving in circular motion around the nucleus, so I can write it as nucleus which have positive charge. It is taken electron moving around the nucleus in circular motion. It is nucleus around which electron is moving in circular motion. So it is supposed to take electron, it is moving with the velocity v, it have distance r between the electron and nucleus. Electron is moving with the speed v, velocity v, speed v, and r is radius of the orbit in which electron is moving. Now on the electron there are two types of force acting. On the electron two types of force are acting. Which are the two kind of force? One can be taken electrostatic attraction force. One can be taken Coulombic attraction force. That provide to electron centripetal force towards center. See, electron have negative charge, nucleus have positive charge, so they have in between them electrostatic attraction force. What can be taken electrostatic attraction force? If we take basic idea, we have two charges, suppose Q1 and Q2. Suppose one is positive, one is negative. Distance between them taken is R. If you take two charged particle, two charged, one is Q1, second is minus Q2 from physics, or you can take basic electrostatic force. So if I write here between two charges, What can be taken? Coulombic attraction force. Coulombic attraction force between two charges. I can suppose F1. ये क्या होता है? It is directly proportional to product of charges by distance square. Or when we remove the sign of proportionality, I can add F1 is equal to K. K is constant. Now what is Q1? If I assume it is Q1, it's a nucleus, and Q2 can be taken electron. Charge is negative for electron. If we have two charges of same sign, both are positive, then what happens? Repulsion. Both are negative, again repulsion. But if one positive, second negative, anyone can be positive or negative. When we have two charges which are opposite in sign, one positive, one negative, then they have attraction force. This kind of attraction force which arises because of charge opposite nature is called Coulombic attraction force due to charged particles. This K. Now what is Q1? Q1 is charge of nucleus. So this Q1 can be written what here? Plus Z into E. Z is atomic number of the element concerned. Because we told this Bohr model is valid for single electron atom or ions. If it is hydrogen, we have single proton in the nucleus. But if we have helium plus or other atoms which have more than one electron, so charge can be taken plus Ze for the nucleus. And Q2 can be taken charge of electron minus E. If I take sign attraction, if I use word attraction, sign is not required. So K Z1 Ze into E by R square can be taken here, or I can add F1 can be taken K Ze square by R square. This K is constant. The value of K is taken. This K is taken as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and the value is taken of K 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square, or it can be taken 1 dynes centimeter square per ESU square. The value of K can be taken 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square, or 1 dynes centimeter square per ESU square, electrostatic unit square. Okay, that's the relation taken of K. Now we can use the K directly as such in putting the solving questions. It is one force on the nucleus. This is called, it provides in this case centripetal force. It provides centripetal force. At the same time on the electron, one force is more acting because of its circular motion, velocity component. Electron will also having one centrifugal force. The centrifugal force arises because of motion, the velocity of the electron in the circular motion. आप एग्जाम्पल सोचिए कि आप एक स्टोन बांधते हैं उस पे थ्रेड पर, स्टोन घुमाते हैं, फिर रिलीज द स्टोन. यू कैन सपोज सेम पॉइंट कि आपका यहाँ पे आप खड़े हुए हैं, ये आपका स्ट्रिंग है, थ्रेड है, आपका यहाँ पे स्टोन बंधा हुआ है. अगर आप इसको छोड़ देंगे तो क्या हुआ? फ्रॉम द सेम पॉइंट स्टोन मूव टेंजेंशियली, मीन्स दैट फोर्स or the velocity of electron will provide then centrifugal force. That force called centrifugal force. So what is centrifugal force? Acting on the electron due to motion. I can write F2. F2 कितना होगा आपको यहाँ पे? F2 can be taken mv square upon r. The centrifugal force will be given by expression mv square by r. So it is one information you should have. Okay, on the electron there are two kind of force acting. One is centripetal force towards center because of charges. Second, because of motion of electron, centrifugal force also acting. Now what we said, electron will keep on revolving in same orbit until or unless they lose or gain energy. That means these two forces are balanced exactly. When for the electron to remain in same orbit, these two kind of forces, F1 and F2, centripetal force is balanced exactly by the centrifugal force. That's the condition. This point we will use for the continuation. Now we take right now for circular motion of electron, I can write F1 is centripetal force k z e square by r square, and F2 can be taken centrifugal force mv square by r. Now we told condition for the electron to remain in same orbit, or electron to remain in same orbit, what we have condition, the two forces are balanced exactly. So I can directly k is F1 should be equal to F2 in magnitude, their balance. So k z e square by r square is equal to mv square by r. K z e square by r square is equal to mv square by r. From here what can be taken? Velocity of electron. If you write expression r one cancel out, so velocity component can be taken how much? K z e square upon mr. Sorry, v square. V square can be taken how much from here? K z e square by mr. Let's say it is expression number 1. This expression we will use at several more points. For the electron to remain in same orbit, it is condition that two forces are balanced exactly. When they're balanced, I can equate the two forces, and then we get expression of v square is equal to k z e square by mr. Now, if it is taken from the angular momentum quantization postulate, from angular momentum quantization postulate, we have taken expression mvr is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Now squaring on both sides, and then I write expression for v square. Then I have v square can be taken how much? N square h square 4 pi square m square r square. Expression number 2, this v square can be taken this much. Now when we compare equation 1 and 2, left side is equal. In both the equation 1 and 2, the left hand side are equal. So we can write here equating two expressions, k z e square upon mr is equal to n square h square upon 4 pi square m square r square. I can cancel out mr, and from here we can write relation of radius. You can check it out. Relation of radius will come how much from here? Equating mr1 cancel out, 1 r will come this side. So it is n square h square divided by k 4 pi square m k z e square. This expression will come for the radius of the nth orbit. It is equation number 3. This expression is coming for the radius of the given nth orbit. Now in the expression putting all the values, इसमें क्या होगा देखिए, ये हमारा एक्सप्रेशन है रेडियस के लिए. इसमें क्या क्या आपके वेरिएबल होंगे? एक तो आपका है ऑर्बिट नंबर n, यहाँ पर क्या है ऑर्बिट नंबर, फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट, सेकंड ऑर्बिट, थर्ड ऑर्बिट एंड सो ऑन. तो आपका n हुआ ऑर्बिट नंबर, इट इज डिफरेंट. और क्या हुआ z. If I take hydrogen atom, helium plus ion, lithium plus 2 ion, or other cases, the atomic number is different for different elements and for different orbit n is different. दो डिफरेंट होंगे, एक तो ऑर्बिट नंबर और एक आपका एटॉमिक नंबर किसी भी एलिमेंट के लिए. अगर ये दोनों डिफरेंट है तो क्या होगा? और क्या है? H Planck's constant is always fixed. मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन m क्या है? मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन फिक्स कांस्टेंट, k कांस्टेंट है, E चार्ज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन कांस्टेंट रहेगा. तो सारे कांस्टेंट है, लीविंग दिस टू टर्म्स ओनली, लीविंग द टर्म n and z, remaining all the terms are constant. Leaving two terms n and z, rest all the terms are constant. समझना इसको. So now putting the value of constants in proper units, we can get the radius expression. we can get the radius expression. क्या आएगा देखते हैं. Now if it is taken putting the value of constants, like if I take putting the value of h in SI system, I can put h value Planck's constant 6.626 into 10 to power minus 34 joule second. Mass of electron 9.1 into 10 to power minus 31 kg. K 9 into 10 to power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. Charge 1.6 into 10 to power minus 19 coulombs. Putting all the values, pi तो पता ही है इसमें. So putting all the values here, we get the radius of the expression for the radius of nth orbit. I can write Rn. कितना आएगा इसमें expression radius के लिए? On solving, I am putting values. This Rn I can write here. N indicating orbit number is equal to 0.529 into 10 to power minus 10 n square by z meters. The radius expression can be coming here for nth orbit. I can write equation number, let's say 4, or you can write Rn 0.529 n square by z in angstrom. For calculation of radius in nth or radius of the nth orbit in angstrom, we can use this direct expression. Units आपको you can convert units as per the required in question. So that the expression for the radius of the nth orbit 0.529 into 10 to power minus 10 n square by z. अब देखो इसमें n आपका वेरिएबल था, z वेरिएबल है, n क्या होता है, डिफरेंट ऑर्बिट होंगे, उसके लिए डिफरेंट n का वैल्यू रहेगा, और z क्या है, एलिमेंट का एटॉमिक नंबर, जिसका भी लेंगे उसमें डिफरेंट z का वैल्यू होगा उसमें. तो पुटिंग द वैल्यूज ऑफ n and z इन क्वेश्चंस, यू कैन फाइंड द रेडियस कैलकुलेशन. बहुत सिंपल है. आपका खाली क्वेश्चन पूछता है कि फाइंड द रेडियस ऑफ सेकंड ऑर्बिट इन हीलियम प्लस आयन, लिथियम प्लस 2 आयन, हाइड्रोजन एटम. तो क्या देखना आपको है, ऑर्बिट नंबर कौन सा है और कौन सा एटम है, कौन सा एलिमेंट है. अगर आप दो वैल्यू ढूंढ सकते हैं, इफ यू कैन कीप इन माइंड दिस टू वैल्यूज ओनली, देन सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इजी ऑन दिस पॉइंट. ओके, दैट्स रेडियस एक्सप्रेशन.